Hello again, I'm Lorne Rubenstein, and I'm here with Joy Stewart for Sinai Stories. Joy and her kids, her two daughters, have been very involved with preschool, and it's really meant a lot to you and your family, I think. Joy, why don't you tell us a little bit about how long you've been a member at Temple Sinai and how you got into the program with your daughters?
Sure, thank you. So I've been a member at Temple Sinai since about 1997, 98. That's around the time that I started my conversion. I converted to Judaism with Rabbi Dolkin. Now in 2020, my life at Temple is so very different than it was back then. We have two lovely girls, Adele and Ella. Adele is 4, Ella is 7. And they've both spent their early years, their beginning years at Temple Sinai Preschool.
Mm-hmm. And when you look at the preschool, what do you think it's done for your daughters, and what do you think to what degree has it enhanced your involvement with Temple Sinai?
We had tried a variety of different programs, both, outside the Jewish community and in the public sector. We did some community-based programs in a variety of different places. Andrea Zechariah, who is a friend of ours, was teaching at the preschool. For us, we wanted to go there to support her. At the same time, we wanted to be involved at Temple. I wanted my children to be brought up in the community. Mm-hmm. So Ella, who at the time I think she was 3 when she started, she went in and she actually went into Andrea's class. So it was a wonderful start of school life for her at that age, going into a room with somebody that she knew. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of how we got involved with Temple Sinai Preschool. Yeah.
How has the preschool been structured, or how have you found it structured in terms of the classes? And has there been, in your experience with preschool, have there been changes over the years as it's developed?
I think, the preschool back then was quite small. There were only a few classes. What was lovely about the school was that, some of the teachers, they've been there for a very long time. So there's a lot of continuity in terms of, the different tranches of children over mm-hmm. the ages that have gone through. Andrea has been working there for many years. She also now has moved into a leadership role. So she is now managing the school. I think she's done a fabulous job of sort of bringing the curriculum up to a bit of a higher standard. I think they've put more tools in the classrooms for the teachers than maybe were there before. There are definitely more kids in the classes now. There are more classes. There are classes for little ones. There's camp now. There's after-school programs. So, the school has very much flourished and developed and become, I think, more part of, there's more members, I think more younger family members. And mm-hmm. so I think working with the young families, they've been able to grow the school, and as I mentioned, be able to bring in more tools for the children, more programs mm-hmm. for the music programs, a bunch of things that maybe were not so much there when Ella was younger, but when Adele went in, it was programming was amazing.
Mm-hmm. We're in this highly unusual and uncertain time right now, obviously with the pandemic, and I'm just wondering, from your own point of view, what you think a preschool or this preschool can do in this period, assuming it goes on like this and kids won't be able to come physically to the school, which is so much an important part of the experience, I would think. I mean, to what degree do you think Zoom and online or virtual classes can be a substitute?
I think You know, it's very difficult for young children to engage on a Zoom platform. I think, you know, for us, you know, we really tried this year. Andrea put together a Zoom platform, so Maxine and all the other teachers had half an hour to an hour every day of Zoom classes with the kids. They would send a curriculum and materials. They would have bags of materials waiting for us at the synagogue, so we would go and pick up. You know, they really prepared well. Again, the challenge is, you know, you take a 3-hour program and try and condense it into an hour,
Hmm.
you know, or half an hour. Getting really young children to engage, I think it just depends on the child, but I think,
Sure.
you know, they really, the teachers and Andrea really did a good job of, you know,
Hmm.
they did their best in a situation that was, you know, unpredictable and you had to prepare for really quickly. I think they did a very good job. So our children participated in that program as long as it ran. And then they had graduation, which was a drive-by,
Hmm.
which was great. So, you know, in terms of next year, I'm hoping that they'll, you know, be able to have the children back. Thank goodness that the you know, the class sizes are not so big to begin with, so they hopefully will be able to facilitate, you know, smaller class sizes and have the children come back and be with each other. I think
So,
that, you know, the nice thing about, you know, Temple Preschool is that you know, this is an opportunity for children, you know, their very first opportunity to become friends. This is their first school opportunity. You know, they're in a
hmm.
situation where they come and it can be very traumatic being away from family. And they really create a wonderful, loving environment, which, you know, we had great luck in dropping our children off. It was not traumatic for them at all. They loved going every day. This is the first time for them to build friendships, to play independently. And they really, I think, very nicely kind of foster that.
Hmm.
Both Ella and Adele have friends from Temple, like basically their very first friends. They're still friends with, even after they both graduated. So I think that says a lot, you know, to have such a wonderful, warm environment for them to be in. So I'm hoping that they have that again this September, but you know,
Hmm. Well, you know, we've had a wide range of voices, Joy, on this Sinai Stories, and yours, I think, will really help people see what getting involved with kids at a quite young age can do for them and for the parents as well. So thanks very much for joining us. I really appreciate your participating, and let's hope we can get back to whatever this new normal is and get out of this sometime. So thanks again. I appreciate your time.
thanks, Lauren.